And I've also learned new perk. Not as good as it seems when reading the cover. Good to know, good to know. Let's see, we start off with the Bouncy Shot. Very low damage, so hopefully can get something to replace it relatively quick, but oh boy, look how it goes. It's fun, that's for sure. It looks like we're back to another minecart run. Oh my gosh. And for the first time, oh, it wasn't a good solid ride, unfortunately. You really want to just grind your way down the ramp there. Oh gosh, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Everyone stop it. Quick, douse myself. Rinse off all this nastiness. I'm also apparently very bad at aiming my spray. Though let's be honest, most guys are. And let's move on here, shall we? Ideally not immediately dying, but no promises. Never know what to expect as we delve our way down into the depths here. Again, not a great start. I see you walking towards me, and so I leave the area. And down to 6 health. How about that? How about that? Let's drop a bomb here. I'd like to not travel too far back that way. Also, kind of forget sometimes just how big that radius is. I feel like we probably should have been standing at a bit of a safer distance, if I'm being honest, but all is well that ends well here. Oh, is this steel? Oh, dang, that sucks, because that's a really good wand, I believe. Definitely not at the point of the game yet where on site I kind of have a good idea of what all the wands do, but we did get a very similar looking one on our last run and used it to good effect. I feel like it's a non-shuffle 3 capacity better than our current wand at the very least, though again, not saying much when you're just using the starter buddy. Let's use our last bomb, shall we? Blow our way here so that we don't have to deal with our fiery friend if possible, ideally. I don't see that ending well for us when we're already in such a precarious position. Polymorphine doesn't actually hurt me, right? Oh, but am I not able to pick up this wand? Is this interesting. What the heck am I? Okay, I think I may have confirmed that I cannot, in fact, pick up this wand. How would I drain this? I'd blow up here. So let's... Oh gosh, please, Fire Pal, chill out just a wee bit, if you could. If you could be so kind. I'm trying to drain a pool of polymorphine here, doing nature a service. Cleaning up the earth as much as we can, you know, by just diverting the problem somewhere else, just drain the fluid elsewhere. I don't see how that could possibly go wrong. All right, we also turn any enemies we hit into the weird flying sheep. Don't know how I feel about that, but let's pick up this wand real quick. Unfortunately, it is a shuffle wand. Not great max mana on that son of a gun either. I mean, I'll take it, because I don't exactly have anything else. Do I have no attacks in this form? Wait, does that mean my enemies have no attacks in this form? Because in the past, I feel like we've gotten some bomb-flinging abilities. I believe I polymorphed into something and then immediately almost killed myself. But are you all friendly? What happens if I shoot you? Let's regret our decisions immediately. Oh, I'm so sorry. You didn't even drop gold. Wait, you didn't drop gold either? Polymorph, something entered a teleport nearby. Oh, really, game? Is this true? What does it mean? Well, we didn't get much gold there, unfortunately. So, of course, we get a wand shot next. Oh, I would have loved to use this. I'm a big fan of the buzzsaw effects. But hey, that's all good here. Okay, I need to stop looking at these. I can't afford them. Just keep walking. Don't go window shopping when you can't afford anything. You're just a recipe for disappointment. We have cordyceps. Fungal creatures spawn from the corpses of enemies killed by you. Interesting. Permanent shield. Probably going to be what I pick up. It's boring, but it's good. Or homing shots. Your spells home towards enemies very slightly. So I lied. We're taking homing shots. Because that's kind of fun. Still don't have a heck of a lot of firepower at our disposal. Wee bit lacking in that regard, but we could get that changed up in but a moment with some good fortune here. How strong is the homing effect? Because it feels like with bouncing shots, that's where the homing effect truly gets to shine, because everything is almost guaranteed to hit, even if it's not a good homing effect. It, at the very least, should hit on the bounce. All things going well, at least. Oh, gosh. Stun effect on those shotgun blasts hurts real bad. Excuse me, friends. Don't mind me. Excuse me, pardon me. Don't exactly have the damage to take you out in one fell swoop. And I'm already down to 17 health. Well, that's less than ideal, shall we say. This might be a bit of a quick one, if I had to guess. One way or another, whether we survive or not is largely irrelevant. Okay, I also... Oh gosh, I need to... Never mind. I saw the little daddy spawner of these buddies. Hey, there you are. Hello. That's what I was running from. But of course, in the classic, one of the most classic of tales, we run away from danger, hopping directly out of the pan, into the fire, and definitely pay the price for it. But hey, as I said, it was going to be a short one way or another, whether successfully through that section or not, which is less than ideal. We wouldn't have exactly had a decent cash fund to take advantage of. So let's try this again, shall we? Spark Bolt. Honestly, worse than Bouncy Slime, if you ask me, but I do like Magic Missile. How? How did I just generate infinite numbers of pressure on that? See, if I could weaponize that nonsense, I feel like we'd be onto something. That's like having a telekinetic kick without needing to take the perk for it. Absolutely lovely. Let's get heading on here. We start out with the acceleration potion, which hopefully I can have the mind set to actually try and use. Excuse me, I'm on fire. I just need to walk on by here real quick. There we go. But as long as we remember to use that and we don't just immediately blow up in a couple of hits, then we can definitely sprint our way through enemies. Don't see how that could possibly blow up in my face, right? After all, it worked so well for us last time. Is that a person? Huh, how about that? Well, if you could just give me more of my cute little coal spirit buddies, then I feel like you and I would get along, RNG game. Game RNG, I guess, is who I'm trying to address here. Colloquially known as RNGesus, of course. And look at that. Free money. Free money for all the lovely folks. 100 is not bad. I feel like I've been spoiled now from today's session and just constantly getting ridiculous sums early on. So I'd like to do that again. Are you? Oh my gosh. Dang it. I thought we were friends. No, stop that. I trusted you. Brother. Excuse me real quick. Let's douse that flame as much as possible. So, collapsed mines seem to have a decent number of new enemies. Oh, I see you. Never mind, you were just polymorphed. My bad. Okay. Have we managed to stabilize at least to a minuscule amount here? I sure hope so. Oh no. Dogs are so hard to see. What the heck is even that? Oh, you're still alive? You were supposed to be dead. I guess that just goes to show if you don't see a body, never happened. Excuse me, please. I need the cash. Some level of currency infusion if possible. There's the polymorphine up there. Oh, chaotic polymorphine on top of that. Which now I'm wondering, so the polymorphine itself seemed to turn everything into the same creature? Does the chaotic just change you into a different critter each time you're exposed? Let's do this for science. So I become a gun. That seems lovely. And then, what do I become second time? Oh, okay. So it does seem to be the case that it just randomizes what we're turned into. Oh, no. Oh. Wait. Did I get turned into this just in time? Can I not die when I'm polymorphed? Because I was at 1 health, and then I definitely got hit. But okay, I'll take it. Let's head into that Holy Mountain portal before things go horribly wrong for us. I'm not going to complain. Anything that keeps me alive. We're so close to being able to afford these. Hopefully you're a good wand. Actually, very high recharge time. But kind of nice otherwise. It's decent max mana. Quite good charge speed. And it looks to have some fun effects on it. Let's try it out, shall we? So we have bifurcated, bifurcated, burning trail. Projectiles have a trail of fire. I don't see how that could possibly get myself killed. Each of these drains 80 mana. I do love Chain Bolt though. Chain Bolt is absolutely incredible. I just feel like this wand can't exactly sustain this. Hey Tor, how are you? I'm doing fantastic, Safid. How are you doing on this wonderful Wednesday, middle of the week? Halfway done, at the very least. Just over halfway, I guess, so that's lovely. But no, I'm doing quite well. We've had some rough runs so far, threw away some promising starts, but it was all in preparation for this, right? Okay, yeah, so the recharge time almost doesn't even matter on this wand. It's much more relevant that it takes all of our mana anyway. But those will track to enemies, so you're saying there's a chance. Worm attractor. Worms find you attractive. Wait, is that a good thing? I don't think that's a good thing. Could be wrong, though. Projectile repulsion field. Most projectiles are repulsed by your presence, but you take slightly more projectile damage. Been burned by that before, so maybe this time I'll just go with a little bit of melee immunity, shall we? You're okay bummed out about the world? Yeah, unfortunately the world is in a bit of a rough place at the moment. I try my best to stay positive. At the very least, my life is getting figured out slowly one way or another, but definitely can be hard to stay optimistic about the general place. Or the general state of things, I should say. But hey, if we can all offer each other some slight amount of positivity, positive reinforcement across the board, we can get through this. And hopefully, the future is better. Like everyone has someone that thinks they're hot, worms too. It's nice to know that at least worms... I guess I was going to say at least worms think I'm hot, but I didn't actually take that item, so unfortunately I think we're just at a bit of a net zero there. We're going to be alone for the rest of our cave-dwelling days. Such a shame. Excuse me, new friend? See, I'm always trying to make new friends down here, but not very receptive to intrusive wizard like ourselves making our way into their home domain. Which is completely fair enough, if we're being honest. Let's blast our way in here real quick and see what we have at our disposal. Hopefully something wonderful. I mean, decent in terms of the wand itself. Don't know how much I like the small teleport bolt. This, I guess, becomes a bit of a free teleport mechanic of some kind. Let's put it there and we can try it out, shall we? You hear there are lots of Ukrainians in the prairies. You imagine it's a strange time. Definitely is, yeah. I unfortunately don't have too many close friends that are from Ukraine, but it's definitely a huge part of the community here. Same with up north where my family's from. There's a decent Ukrainian community. And largely, I guess, in Edmonton. Edmonton has a really solid Ukrainian population, so I'm sure they're feeling the brunt of things right now and worrying about family members back home. Definitely, I wish the best for everyone and hope that they can make it through all right. And, I mean, at the very least, I still have a decent amount of optimism in people themselves. I think that world leaders can be crazy, but I like hearing what, like, the Russian people have to say, because it seems like absolutely nobody's on board for this, except for the mad person themselves. So hopefully that can initiate some level of change, and we can be through this before too many innocents are unfortunately hurt. So that's the crappy part about it all, of course. All for the sake of a megalomaniac who just wants to flex their own power. Oh my gosh. If I could hit one of these, that would be lovely. Oh my. Less than ideal happenings here. Oh gosh. Okay, get me out, coach. I'd rather be poisoned than on fire, though neither is ideal. Oh hey, water. Fantastic. Okay, let's check this out and then get the heck out of here before something terrible happens. Yeah, Mr. Rogers always said, look for the helpers. Yeah, I think Mr. Rogers is a good mindset to go to in times like these. That's somebody who truly saw the positivity in I was gonna say everybody, but we were just talking about how there are just some horribly stupid people out there. But at least was able to be optimistic about the world and uplift everyone around with him. Such a positive influence. But how do wands work? So yeah, we have a couple of different traits here. The main ones that aren't just like numbers to compare, bigger number, better wand, are whether or not they shuffle. So this is if they go through one spell at a time, doing the effects in order, or some wands shuffle. This one is a bad example because it only has one slot, but in that case it will grab spells from any of the slots and you never know what you're going to get. Box of chocolates and all of that. There's also the capacity, of course, which is the number there, and then we can get into the numbers a little bit more. So time between casts, this is once you've expended them all, it's like the reload time. Makes sense. Max mana is a bit straightforward. Each of these spells costs a little bit of a different amount of mana, so the higher that total capacity is, the bigger punches you can pack onto it. And of course the charge speed is how quickly it will replenish after you spend it. So you can kind of balance these to be able to get off your spells in a reasonable amount of time. This one's a good example because at this current time, it has all of these chain bolts on it, but can't really take advantage because each of these chain bolts costs 80 mana. It only has 200 max, and the charge speed isn't very good. So they're guns, exactly, and these are just the special types of ammunition that we're able to fire off of them. I guess mana's maybe where the analogy falls apart a little bit, but it might be, you know, bore of the barrel and stuff like that. How big of a bullet can you fit in there? If you force metaphors, they eventually work, no matter how nonsensical it seems at first blush. You just really have to force it in there. But okay, so this one in particular, if we want to, you know, break it down by my analytics and kind of how I like to look at things, Really nice capacity, so that's awesome. Can fit a lot of different spell effects on there, or just spam it with many of the same, like it comes naturally here. Not a great max mana, a lot better than our base wand. This is what we start the game with, so it's a decent benchmark to compare all early wands against. But still not enough for me to really load it up with all these chain bolts. I want to be able to actually fire these off with, you know, full effect. Have a wand that has that ridiculous mana capacity. And maybe we'll see it in the future, but not the moment. For now, this wand is just almost a better version of this. Slightly less capacity, but everything else looking a heck of a lot better there. And I like to keep this one around, even though it only has one slot, and it seems kind of crappy. This is our only spell right now that can blast through materials. So we can use it to break into little treasure vaults, break into places where wands might be hidden, or heck, even just break through the floor in order to get to the next safe spot if we're truly desperate and looking a little bit worse for wear as we continue forward here. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to spin it, we are just about at that said portal. So I almost want to take this into the next area so I could at least strip the magic missile off of it. Because that's the interesting part about the wands in this game, is that each time we make it into the safe spot between zones, we're actually able to fully customize these in terms of which spells are placed on them. So that's where we want to potentially keep certain wands around just so we can steal the effects for later. We might take this one just to scrapple these and load it up with something else entirely, and so on and so forth. This was one of the selling points in the game, from what I understand, is that there's a huge breadth of customization, let's say. That seems a bit more linguistically sensible. And there seem to be a lot of very cool synergy effects that you can kind of stack on top of each other to get some truly incredible abilities overall, so that's pretty sweet. So, do you know what? I like this wand as much as I do want to take this magic missile into the future. I think I gotta pull a bit of a swapperoo here, and let's get the heck out of here before we get absolutely annihilated, shall we? Seems sensible at the very least. Each time we get to a holy mountain, it seems to shuffle between whether we have spell effects available or wands available here. I generally like it a bit more when we have the spell effects available because they are a little bit more affordable. We wouldn't be able to afford even a single wand, not even the 50% sale one, at our current level of financial capacity here. But let's see what some of these do. Water trail, I'm guessing, leaves a water trail behind projectiles. It's interesting, but only really good against fire enemies, potentially. At least that's where my brain goes with potential usefulness. I also never used this wand to see what the teleport does. Oh me oh my. That seems like a surefire way to get myself completely lost in the sauce and dead before I have a moment to consider what the heck is going on. This is our new drill. That's kind of a fun effect. It's expensive for mana and it recharges quite slowly. But given enough time, decades even, maybe, just maybe, we can drill our way through to something. In fact, wait. I thought I couldn't drill through this floor. Such things were said to be impossible. Now I can find out what's in this secret chamber? Excuse me real quick. I guess maybe the top layer is still uncuttable? No, there we go. Get me in. Get me in there. So this is new tech. I've never done this before. I don't know if it's actually at all useful or relevant. A worm crystal. Can I break? Worm crystal is shattered. You feel less safe. Well, might regret that one. It's probably a good thing I didn't take worm attractor. I'm guessing that's going to make like more worms show up. Maybe? Something like that? I've only seen one worm before, so I don't even really, truly know what to expect in that regard. Well, I'll buy Lightning Bolt, seeing as how that's my other favorite spell, and now we have both of my favorites. At ready availability here, I'm going to get rid of this teleport. It's not a secret the Jedi will tell you. For a good reason. Jeez Louise, I had no idea what I was getting myself into here. How about that? Well, I like the bifurcated, and I actually do like it with chain bolts, because they at least have some seeking ability, so they can take advantage, even though they're being shot at such ridiculous angles that normally only one is going to hit an enemy anyway. I don't know, I like to pretend that I know what I'm doing here, even though if we're truly being honest with ourselves, it is a wee bit of a black box. Let's take these sons of guns off and just load up lightning on this wand. Ooh, actually, I don't know how I feel about that. Ideally, in this next section, we'll find a nice wand and we can just get rid of this one, since it is just hot trash, if we're being honest with ourselves. Don't know where else to put this, though, where it could actually be used. I'd have to remove this and not have the drill wand anymore. But I like the idea of sustainable drilling, because normally you're working with consumables. With all the kind of bomb spells in the game, they all have a certain limit of numbers per area. But in this case, we can just cheese the system and drill through any wall we so desire. Given that we have the time to do so, which, to be fair, probably not always going to be the case, but... maybe I will just have to keep this with the boring old spark bolts for now. Let's actually see, how usable is this? That recharge is a wee bit rough. I'd probably rather use this one, because at least it has the flame effect as well. That's a tough one, though. Spells per cast is 3 on this, and 1 on this. Wait a second. I don't know if I've really used wands that have multiple spells per cast, so I think that that does mean that it's like using 3 slots at the same time. No wonder this is absolutely popping off every time we shoot. Life makes sense again. Have we weakened it at all by taking off these? I don't think so. So now that is just kind of double shots that we can swap between. It's something. Well, let's just keep her moving, I guess. Gold is forever. Gold nuggets never disappear. It would be nice. They do expire sometimes, but I feel like there's got to be better there. Saving grace. If you would die and have more than 1 HP, your HP is set to 1 instead. Okay. Or liquids freeze in your presence. I mean, at least we wouldn't be falling into poison. Oil is sigulationally bad. Could see it having some level of success, but gotta go with saving grace. If anyone needs a second shot in life, it's me when playing this game. So let's try that on for size, shall we? Give it a shot. As always, collapse the temple that has probably withstood the elements of nature for centuries. But feel real great about ourselves there. Talk about sustainable drilling. Oh, excuse me, my icy friend. You could just chill for a second while I get all situated here. Even with the seeking shots, those aren't exactly ideal. Gotta be careful to stay out of those ice vapors, though. I've definitely been burned by that before. And hopefully, the rest of these buddies, we can kind of just weed out one at a time. Wouldn't that be lovely? Excuse me, friend. Oh my gosh, I dodged shots? Am I actually learning something? Is such a thing possible? Freeze charge. Huh, it gives projectile frozen charge that will release on impact. I mean, we chose not to take the perk that let us freeze liquids, but this kind of does it anyway. You know what? Yeah, our initial wand is trash. So normally I wouldn't really want to touch that, but anything is better than what we currently have available, so why the heck not? What about you? I mean, there we go. That's a max mana that I can get behind. Terrible charge speed. But this we can load up with all your chain bolts, all your lightning bolts. I mean, one of each, I guess, if we're being realistic. There are only 2 slots, so there's a bit of a trade-off there. I guess another little thing that I didn't mention in the quick little refresher on what wands do is that there was a suggestion that each of the effects, or each wand, by visual design, has a certain, like, lean to it, a certain set of effects, I guess, is the best way to put it. So in the past, we've gotten a very, like, machine gun-oriented wand that fired off spells ridiculously fast, but didn't have good capacity, and now we're seeing kind of the opposite of that, almost a sniper rifle, in that it has really high overall mana, but unfortunately, oh gosh, those seek, that doesn't seem fair. Oh no, saving grace has taken effect. I just need to go. Oh no. Panic. Oh, it works so well. Each and every time the panic hits. Doesn't at all backfire in our face, but oh, that one was on the cusp. The cusp of glory and greatness. Ice caves, though, man. What are you gonna do? It's just a bit of a tough sell, for being honest with ourselves. So we got a few new effects added into the list here at the very least. Right, because they're the new Kona. Nice. Froggy boys, as I affectionately refer to them. I also didn't realize that there are stronger jumpy boys. So that's interesting. They must have also been in that new mineshaft area we found on level 1. Very interesting. Well, time to, once again from the top, let's head into it here. Oh, and the game's gonna have to restart while we launch into the next run. In fact, this is actually a decent time for us to take a brief pause. I'm gonna run, grab a refill for my glass, and then we'll be back in to see how we do. Oh, with some spitter bolts. I'm gonna make a prediction now. Probably not great, but hey, we'll see how it goes. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. See you in just a sec.